All right, let's dive right in. Today, we are tackling a huge, and I mean huge question in AI. How do we actually give it a memory? We're going to break down the science of making AI not just smarter, but, more personal. Something that's genuinely useful over time. I mean, you know the feeling, right? You spend all this time carefully explaining your project, your preferences, your goals, and then the very next time you chat, poof, the AI has absolutely no idea who you are. It's like starting from square one every single time. Well, if you felt that, I'm here to tell you, you are spot on. That feeling is completely right. By their very nature, large language models just don't have a lasting memory of their chats with you. So let's get into why that is, and then talk about the incredible engineering that's being done to fix it. At the very heart of this is a core challenge for developers. And here's the kicker. It's not some bug or mistake. It's actually a fundamental feature of how these models are designed in the first place. The key phrase you need to know is right here. LLMs are inherently stateless. All that means is that their entire world, their entire awareness, is stuck inside the one single conversation you're having right now. Anything outside of that immediate little bubble of text is completely forgotten. So, how in the world do we solve this? I mean, we can't just go in and rebuild the AI's brain from scratch. But what we can do is get a lot smarter about the information we give it. And this is where this really powerful idea called context engineering comes into play. Honestly, the best way to wrap your head around context engineering is to think about a master chef's kitchen. You know that whole concept of mise en place? It's the art of perfectly preparing and arranging every single one of your ingredients before you even think about starting to cook. So here's the more formal definition. It's all about dynamically pulling together all the right info, all those ingredients, for every single interaction. This goes way beyond just writing a good prompt. It's about building the entire world that the AI thinks inside of. So what are these ingredients exactly? Well, the chef in this story, which is really an agent framework, is busy assembling everything. You've got the AI's persona, the tools it's allowed to use, any long-term memories about you, facts it can pull from knowledge bases, and of course, the history of your current chat. Okay, so the first piece of this whole system is what's called a session. I want you to think of it like a temporary workbench, one that you set up for just one specific project. A session holds everything you need for one continuous conversation. All the tools, all the notes, the whole back and forth, it's all right there on the workbench. Super easy to access. But, and this is the important part, just like a real workbench, it's meant to be temporary. It gets cleared off as soon as the project is done. But what happens when that project, that conversation, gets really, really long? Well, the workbench gets incredibly cluttered. A long chat can easily blow past 200,000 tokens. And for an AI, that's not just a big number. That's an incredibly expensive and very slow number to process over and over again. All of that clutter leads to this problem called context rot. Basically, as the conversation gets longer and longer, the AI has a harder and harder time finding the most important information. The signal gets lost in all the noise, and its performance just tanks. The workbench is just too messy to be useful anymore. So, our temporary workbench is a total mess. We need a system for long-term storage, right? You wouldn't just take a cluttered desk and shove the whole thing into a closet. No, you'd organize it. You'd put it in a filing cabinet. And in the world of AI, this filing cabinet is called memory. And this brings us to a really, really crucial distinction. We hear a lot about RAG, which stands for Retrieval Augmented Generation. Think of RAG as a research librarian. It's an expert on facts from a huge public library. Memory, though, is totally different. It's like a personal assistant, carrying a private notebook with info that is specifically about you. So RAG makes an AI an expert on the world, but memory makes it an expert on you. The key takeaway here is that they do fundamentally different jobs. RAG works with static documents that are shared with everybody. Think PDFs and wikis. Memory, on the other hand, is built from your own dynamic, private conversations, and it gets updated in real time. They can work together, for sure, but they are completely different systems. Now, creating this memory isn't as simple as just saving a chat log. Oh no, it's a whole active, intelligent pipeline. First, the raw conversation gets ingested. Then, an LLM actually reads through it and extracts the important facts. And then, here's the really critical part. It consolidates that new information, merging it with old memories and even fixing contradictions. Finally, that curated memory gets stored away, ready for the next time you talk. So, what's the end result of all this? What's the big payoff for all this complex engineering? Well, it's the ability to finally move away from a generic one-size-fits-all tool to a truly personal AI that actually gets you. A really well-designed memory system just unlocks these incredible capabilities. You get genuine personalization because it remembers your history. It manages the context, which cuts down on cost and makes things faster. And it even lets the AI learn and improve over time, becoming a better and better assistant with every single chat. And that, of course, brings us to the final big thought here. As these AI systems start to build deeper, more persistent memories about us, it opens up some really important new questions, doesn't it? How do we manage privacy? How do we build trust? And how do we make absolutely sure this powerful technology stays a helpful, reliable assistant in our lives? That is both the challenge and the amazing opportunity that's right in front of us.